All right, boys, you guys talk to the fans every morning in this city. It was a sports talk show host's dream to have the Fields-Williams debate every single day of our lives. But now that the trade's been made, and Hoodie, I'm going to start with you. Do you notice, are the Fields followers finally accepting the fact that Caleb Williams is going to be a starting quarterback for this team?
Yeah, it was hot and heavy early, that's for sure. People love Justin Fields, who didn't have a number 1 jersey with Justin Fields. But I think people understand now that it's Caleb Williams' time. But for a long time, we're taking calls. People were in denial. They did not believe that Justin Fields would be traded, and it happened.
The cult, as I like to call them, they have no choice now to get on board. And it's not that easy. These people were all, how could you take Caleb Williams? Justin's the second coming. No, he actually isn't, and the league told you that when you got a 6th-round pick for him. Now they think they can just jump on board and go, yep, I'm all in on Caleb now. Slow down. And now they put expectation on Caleb. We heard it today. Well, if he doesn't go to the playoffs, he's a bust. We got to give him some time here, but he's the right decision.
Yeah, are the expectations realistic? Because that was my follow-up question, Cappy. All right, if I've got to have your guy, then he's got to do this.
Look, I think it's a playoff team. I think you go through that roster. We've never supported a young quarterback like they're doing now. New offensive coaching staff, Keenan Allen, DJ Moore, Gerald Everett, Cole Kmet, DeAndre Swift, and on and on and on. Yeah, I think this is a playoff team. If he doesn't get there, tell me why he didn't get there.
And Lou, this is not boom or bust for the first year of Caleb Williams. The same grace we gave to Justin Fields, we're going to give to Caleb Williams. But this is so different than the other Bears teams that we've had. The reason why it's different is because of all the moves that were made by Ryan Poles in the offseason. Look at the free agency. We've never seen this before. Usually the Bears are able to piecemeal it with a draft pick here, a free agent there. It's totally different, though. Look how many free agents that are here. Along with Caleb Williams, there's never been a quarterback that's ready-made like this with the supply of talent that's going to be around him.
So we're all in agreement that Caleb Williams will be that first pick in the draft, right?
Oh, my God. It's done.
I mean, I was there a long time ago, but I know that you've had those people out there saying, Jaden Daniels, and I've always been the Williams guy. You guys as well.
Yeah, we've always been there, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He's the best quarterback that's on the board right now. And again, when's the last time the Bears had back-to-back number 1 draft picks? Caleb Williams is now going to be the guy for the Chicago Bears. I'm giving him plenty of room and plenty of space to get this done. This is an upgrade from Justin Fields. It is.
It really is. All right. Historically, guys, you look back at the draft, and I'm going to use, let's say, 4 quarterbacks are going to be amongst the top 10 picks. Historically, 50% of the quarterbacks drafted amongst the top 10 work out, and the other half don't. Give me your top 4 quarterbacks you think will be drafted, and who's going to work out, and who do you think won't?
I think Caleb Williams is going to be a superstar. I actually really like J.J. McCarthy. I know some people don't, but I like J.J.
I'm one of those some people. I'm a some people.
Yeah, he's got some questions about him, and I think if you told me, I'm not saying they will, but if you said of the 4, 2 are not going to be at the level everyone thought, that'll be Drake May, and that will be Jaden Daniels.
I think that Drake May is going to be a terrific quarterback. I watched him. I think he and Caleb Williams for sure. Jaden Daniels, I think, is a work in progress. And J.J. McCarthy, we remember him at Michigan, Cap. At Michigan, we saw J.J. McCarthy hand the ball off a lot. He didn't have to do a lot for Jim Harbaugh. But I think that here in the Combine, he's been able to show that he can throw the football down the field. I think not this year, but down the line, J.J. McCarthy can be a good quarterback, but not in year 1.
Cappy, are you willing, if you're such a J.J. McCarthy fan, if you're the Vikings, would you give up 3 first-round picks to move up in the draft and grab McCarthy?
Well, it would depend. First of all, I think you have 23 and you have 11. If you told me I got to give those 2 in a future, would I do that? Yeah, I probably would. If I believed him. If I believed in him. I really like this kid. I think he's a winner. Now, again, is he Brock Purdy? Maybe. You got to put the right system around him, but I think that kid's a winner. Probably by year 3, he's locked in as a starter.
All right, boys.
We're not trying to help the Vikings here.
No.
We're trying to put them under our feet for once. The Bears are trying to make the playoffs.
Correct. And I think they're going to.
Yeah.
I do.
All right, let's bring it back home. Let's bring it back to the Bears. They got 2 picks in the first round, obviously, the 9th selection as well. Where are you going with it? We're less than 2 weeks away.
Okay, if there's an offensive tackle that I believe is the best player on my board, I'm taking him. Like Joe Alt. If Joe Alt's there at 9, Done.
Even if one of those top 3 wide receivers are there.
Yes, I'm protecting my asset. That's Caleb Williams. And I can kick Braxton Jones inside. I don't believe Tevin Jenkins is going to play 17 games. He never has. Why should I believe it? Nate Davis, same thing. So I don't think you have enough depth on that offensive line yet. And if I can get a star with him and Darnell Wright, bookend tackles for a decade, sign me up.
Hoodie, you're nodding your head here. You're in agreement with your partner?
Well, I think that when you're at number 9, you have an opportunity to get a difference maker. I prefer for the Bears to trade down and get multiple picks. However, you had a wide receiver or someone on the offensive line or defensive line, you could be able to make your team better. So either way, I think that's a win-win for the Bears. I prefer them to go down and get multiple picks because right now they have 4. But ultimately, Lou, if you can get multiple picks, that's great. But if it's a doomsday, a wide receiver, I'd be happy with it. If it's Neighbors, I'd be happy with that. If it's a defensive lineman, I'd be happy with that as well. The Bears are good, but they're not ready-made yet. There's still some holes on the roster as they build.
All right, so then if they trade down, like you said, you still need a pass rusher. You need another warlord to get to the quarterback. Yeah. Would you be okay with that? Jared Verse, Dallas Turner, Ledu Latu, where are you going?
I love Verse on the left side. The right side, you got Montez Sweat. On the left side, you'd have a Verse, someone like that, a difference maker. And we also have to remember this. We don't talk enough about Matt Eberflus. He has influence because he's a defensive coordinator at heart. And so you see how the linebackers were built? That came from Matt Eberflus. So I think that he's going to have some autonomy in the room to say, hey, I'm kind of running the defense. Take care of the left side of that defensive line. And I think that the Bears could acquiesce to that.
Yeah, it just depends who's on the board.
Yeah.
Ryan Poles has told me,
yeah,
I simply take the best guy on my board, period. And so if the best guy's an O-lineman, make it happen. If it's I like Dallas Turner the best, Versus a really good player too. What if you get a phone call, hey, you want to come up to 5 or 6 or 7? Marvin Harrison's still sitting there?
Oh, how do you say no? You can't say no.
That's hard to say no to. But again, if Joe Alt's there, that's my guy.
See, and I feel like when it comes to a defensive player, and obviously we all know that they could use another pass rusher opposite Sweat. Listen, they took a flyer on Unique Ngakoue, and that was late in the ballgame. There may be another pass rusher out there come June.
Yeah, somebody could get released on a June 1 cut. You go, I'm getting that guy. Maybe you bring back Yannick Ngakoue. He's coming off a broken leg. I don't know what his health status is. You get him a lot cheaper than you had him last time.
I think there's a reason why they didn't give the extension yet to Keenan Allen. I truly believe that they want to see if they can get a wide receiver that they can grow with before they dump big-time money onto a guy who's 32, be 33 going into, not this coming season, the following season. Let's say Neighbors is gone, Harrison obviously is gone, and Odunze is gone. They brought in Xavier Worthy for a visit to Hallis Hall. You like Worthy?
I do. But you need as many weapons for Caleb Williams as possible. That's what it comes down to, Lou. When I look at what the wide receivers, having Keenan Allen that you mentioned, Keenan Allen to me is going to be here for 2 years, maybe 2 years.
You think they'll give him another year?
I think at least 2 years.
Okay.
And the reason why is because that's a veteran that Caleb Williams can work with. Imagine DJ Moore on one side, Allen on the other. You have 2 tight ends you could work with, a solid running game in DeAndre Swift and others. You're going in the right direction. But you have to think about the wide receivers for the future. That's important. And if it's a wide receiver in this draft, I'd be totally fine with it. But there's going to be more on this depth chart. And so you got to figure out, is Tyler Scott the guy, or is there someone else that can replace him in the slot?
Remember this. Of the top 10 most highly paid wide receivers in the NFL right now, only one was a first-round pick. So Puka Nacua, 5th-round pick. Amon-Ra St. Brown, 4th-round pick. Tyreek Hill, 5th-round pick. There are gems out there. You got to find them.
Nice nugget, Cappy. This team finished 7-10 last year. At this point right now, how much better are they?
Oh, God, markedly better. They still have a glaring hole at the other rush edge. They do. But I do agree with him. They got to get another receiver. You know how I feel on the offensive line. But I think it's a playoff team. You're telling me with that schedule that you can't go to the playoffs with a competent quarterback like that? I disagree.
They lined up pretty good against Detroit last year.
They did. Split.
Are they? I mean, where are they in the NFC North, Hoodie?
Okay, well, I see them at the very least the 3rd best team in the NFC North.
Can 3 teams out of the NFC North reach the playoffs?
Well, look at the rosters. Detroit and Green Bay are better than the Bears at this point in time. The Bears still need to prove who they are as a team. he says playoffs. My partner says playoffs. I say that it's going to be a better team. I think the NFC could tell the story of the Bears getting to the playoffs. I believe the NFC, just the hierarchy of the NFC. I think they can get there. However, it's not a boom and bust situation. People are thinking that there's going to be fireworks in the sky just because Caleb Williams is the quarterback for the team. He's got to learn the offense, too. He's got to work with a new offensive coordinator, too. The weapons that he has to utilize, that matters, too. The offensive line. It all has to gel. It doesn't work that way always for a rookie quarterback. But as you move forward, it can. I hope that the Bears this year are the Texans from last year.
I just want to see progress because head coach Matt Eberflus, for his own job well-being, needs to see progress.
Yeah, but what is progress? If they win 8 games, are you seeing progress? No. This team's got to be better than 8 and 9. There's enough talent there.
Yeah.
There is absolutely talent on that roster.
All right, as we wrap things up here, have you seen enough this offseason to feel good about where we're heading into the NFL draft and then rookie minicamp right after that draft?
Absolutely. We've never seen an offseason like this, Lou. We have to make sure that we understand we've never seen an offseason like this because of the talent that Ryan Poles brought in. Think about it. It's usually just a player here or there. Look how many players he brought in via free agency. And then look at the draft. Look at Caleb Williams, the number 1 pick. We haven't seen an offseason like this probably in our lifetime as Bears fans.
What has he accomplished in the last 2 years? In my opinion, what he's done is remarkable. Mm-hmm. Where it was to where it is now, and you see that light coming down the tunnel? That's a freaking express train that has a Bears logo on it. They are going to take control of this city for the foreseeable future.
I think that likes the cops. I don't know.
Coming to get Cappy?
Exactly.
Hey, and you guys didn't even talk about the coaching I'm a Waldron fan.
Yeah.
Look what the guy's done in the past. He turned Geno Smith into a millionaire, right?
Yes.
75 millionaire.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I love what they're doing. I think it's most exciting time I've ever seen to be a Bear fan other than mid-'80s.
For sure, Cap, this is not Bears business as usual.
Correct.
Absolutely
well
not.
said.
Absolutely not.
Boys, thanks for the time. I look forward to working with you guys all season long because you are the home of the Bears on radio,
We are.
and we are the home of the Bears
There
on
you go.
TV.
The home of the Bears, ESPN 1000.
Shoot the sign, pal. Right here. There it is. Shoot the sign. That's where we are. Home of the Bears.
Take that.